iHeartRadio. I'm Angelina. We got Joe crashing the new hit list. What's up,
Hey,
man?
how's it going?
How are you?
Good, so good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Let's just jump right into it. End of beginning. Running it crazy on the show. It's such a bittersweet song to me. Like, I love the song, but when I listen to it, I'm like, am I sad right now?
Yeah,
What's happening? What does the song mean to you?
yeah. I kind of feel a similar way. To you, it's really about my experience. It's a reflection, kind of, on my young kind of adulthood in Chicago, and looking back fondly, but also, it's bittersweet and kind of longing for a time that was a little simpler in your life, realizing that you can't get it back, you can't relive it, but also that it's important to kind of like live for the future and live for the here and now. Really is what I kind of think it means to me.
No, it's so amazing. And the evolution has been really interesting and cool to see too. I mean, you think back when you recorded the song, releasing it in 2022, 2 years later, it's now like this viral sensation. It's like blowing up on TikTok. Does how's that journey been for you? And like, does it make you view the song a little differently, or does it mean something different to you now?
I think the really it just is cool to see people kind of like take it and make it their own, I guess. Like, it's a song that I have, I worked on, I released it, it was on this album, and I kind of like made peace with it, and it's out in the world. But really it seems like now it's kind of beyond me, and it kind of belongs to other people now. So that's like amazing to see. And that's kind of like, I guess, what you hope for as a musician, that people connect to your song, and it seems like it's kind of happened. So yeah, I'm just over the moon about it.
Yeah, I mean, you have more people now even discovering you as an artist still. Let's talk about Decide for a little bit. Such a dope album.
Oh, thanks.
I love it. My personal favorites are Gloom and On and On.
Sweet, great, that's amazing.
The like funkiness of On and On is like really my favorite. Do you have a favorite on the album now that everyone's got to sit with it now?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, I hadn't listened to it in a while, but listening to it now, I really like the song "Go For It" and "Figure You Out." Those two I really like.
What I really love about this album is like each song is so different. I feel like
Mhm.
you played with a lot of different sounds. You weren't tied to one thing, but it also isn't messy, because I think it's when you're playing with so many different sounds, it is easy to like go on the far end and it'd be everywhere, but everything just kind of sticks together. So walk me through the process of like making this album.
Sure, that's cool to hear you say that, because I think as the artist, sometimes I wonder, like, am I going a little too far here? Or is it like, are these, disparate ends kind of connected in some way? So to hear you say that is cool. But I mean, I love albums that are eclectic, and I like artists who don't feel the need to adhere to one style. And I think that, in music especially, we kind of put this pressure on ourselves to sort of discover like what our sound is, or like how we want to be. And I try to really be like, process over product, and try to just
Hmm.
enjoy the making of the music and be inspired to chase down ideas that I think are kind of maybe crazy, or maybe might not work, or go down, I don't know, and also just be inspired by different styles of music. So I think the more that you can kind of like incorporate that stuff and into I guess the process, the more likely you are to kind of create something that's a little different, or something that's unique. So I guess that's the job, is really, as an artist, you have to follow your gut, and try not to put the cart before the horse and think about what people want, but think about what you're interested in doing. So I guess that's really what the process of making the record was for me.
No, and I love that you weren't like scared to do that. You said you had a lot of inspirations. Who were some of your inspirations on this album?
Kind of all over the place. Like, kind of electronic music, like Daft Punk or Gustaffelstein or Justice, but like Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, um, the animated Disney movie Mulan, like, was a
Oh,
weird influence at the end of one of these tracks. Um, uh, Trip hop, the Beatles, um, Whitney Houston for one of the track. I don't know, kind of all of it. Just like a bunch of different things. It's funny listening to the music. I'm like, that's this ripoff. That's a this ripoff. That's a this ripoff. Like, in every moment of the thing. It's just because, like, when you listen to music, you get inspired. And I think it's cool to wear your influences on your sleeve, because when they go through the process of whoever is influenced, when they go through me, it's not going to sound exactly the same. So, yeah, why not? Why not let people influence you and, see what they do? Why does Whitney Houston's music hit the way that it does? And
No,
how
that's fire.
can I use some of her tools to try to make mine hit as well?
No, I love that. I've been manifesting, I'm in the Bay Area, so I'm hoping to like see your name on the Outside Lands lineup.
Ah,
Can we expect a tour, maybe upcoming shows?
yeah, that's the goal. I never did like a proper tour for this last album, and it really was
Need
sad.
it.
I got kind of like swept up in work, really. So now, kind of with this album having a little fun bounce, and then new music on the horizon, it seems like that's more and more a possibility. But it's just probably figuring out the timing while I'm shooting Stranger Things.
I know, because it's crazy. This is literally your day job,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
by the way, loved you and your daddy issues in Fargo.
I
Ex-
really have to give all the credit to my daddy then. Mr.
He really trained you for this.
Yeah, he did.
No, it's like I hate you, but there's times where I feel for you, and it's like, oh, why am I feeling for this man?
Well, I did my job then.
Excellent. Between you and Juno Temple, because I love her too. She was absolutely fantastic.
She's amazing. She's such a good person. Also, she's like a real artist and like a great person. I love Juno. She's amazing.
Oh, that makes me happy to hear that she's like cool in real life too.
So cool.
No, you guys absolutely killed it, and just like exactly like Fargo, being a part of like arguably one of the greatest TV series with Stranger Things. Is there pressure like when you're making your music, like from going to being an actor, like a really famous actor, to now putting yourself in this position?
I mean, I guess that's kind of like why I named the project what I did, and we like dressed up, and I was kind of trying to like disassociate from that whole thing. Cat's out of the bag a little bit at this point, so I think it's just about business as usual and trying to do the same thing that I was talking about. Just try to follow the inspiration, and yeah, the music is not going to be for everybody. Not everyone's going to like it, but hopefully with the people it does connect to, it can be something that they either see themselves in, or can I don't know, make them feel a little less alone. I think that's when I listen to music that really affects me. That's how it makes me feel. So that's the goal.
No, absolutely. Could we ever see these two worlds colliding? Because I would love to hear some Joe like on a Stranger Things soundtrack.
Yeah, to be, not to shatter your dreams, probably not. But don't worry, I'll write you a musical one day, and then that'll be the worlds colliding. There we go.
Okay, let's go. Thanks so much for joining. Anything that fans can look forward to in the future for you?
Yeah, hopefully just more music comes soon this year, and then eventually tour and other acting jobs. Hopefully if I book them.
Oh yeah, you will. After Fargo, I'm pretty sure you're out of here, but
We'll
only to the tour, because we still need the tour to happen.
We do. Yes, we do.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks so much for hanging out. It was so great meeting you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.